How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Yeah.
Let me throw some music real quick. Give me 1 second, okay?
Okay. All right. You got this, man.
I'm getting it figured out.
Okay. Here, wait. We gotta scooch in, Ryan, so you can see us. Get us both in.
Yeah, I just gotta find it.
I need a piece of you. It's that way. Camera. You're a camera hog for real.
Hold up, I'm almost ready.
Got a hat and everything.
Yeah, you do.
I'm getting it figured out. Like I said, it's taking me a little while, but
it's good.
You way above us.
Yeah, I'm coming a long ways from where I just came from. So
You're good.
So it's gonna find where that music is to kind of get you guys pumped up. Let's see advanced settings. No.
Hey, Eclipse Solar.
They can't see you.
Yeah, we're live.
Are we live?
We're live.
Oh, are we? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're live. Sorry, I should have told you. I just went live.
No, and you gotta tell me there's a big old thing that says live right there.
Let's see settings. I don't know where the music is. Hold on. I know where it is. Okay.
Jamie can hum. Jamie can hum.
I can hum you a tune.
Go ahead. What do you know?
I was hoping you wouldn't call me out on it. I don't know the Love Boat.
Okay, let me know if it's too loud. I will turn it down.
No, I can talk over it.
Okay. I've come a long way since I first started out. I was like, it's kind of nerve-wracking when you don't really know what's going on, but life's good now.
Oh, good.
All right, let me get situated. This camera's like backwards. It's weird. Well, let me start off with hello. Thank you, everybody, for attending tonight's live stream. We have Ryan and Jamie from Mad Acre Farms. They're going to teach us some stuff about farming, give us some tips, tricks, and help us to learn what to do if you're interested in having a farm. Okay, quick thing about me. I wanted to have a farm, but I knew it would be a lot of work to take care of. There were 2 twin boys and a wife. I knew it just wasn't going to happen for me. So I admire you guys for stepping out of your comfort zone and applying the skills that you know. So
thank you.
Thank you. How old are your sons?
They're twins and they're 16. They're juniors in high school.
Oh, wow.
Getting ready to go look at Iowa State,
Awesome.
College visit, but you know what I mean? It's expensive too. I'm gonna try to get a buy one get one free or something.
That checkbook gonna be dry for 4 years.
Yeah, it's gonna be expensive, but hopefully they're good grades and they do music and stuff, so they have a lot of talent. So
good.
We can use the prayers to help us out to
absolutely
hopefully they get the blessings that they need.
Oh, they will.
I'm sure they will.
They will. They
my
will.
glasses messing things up. Stinks you wear glasses.
No.
So,
you look good.
No.
Well,
look like a pro.
Well, we already started out with a question, but the show is all yours. I will back up and let you guys take the driver's seat.
You want to take the question first?
Any advice on how to process used brewery grains to feed your red wiggler bin? Got 30 pounds of used grain.
We don't have worms yet, so I can't answer that.
Can you do that, AJ?
For right now, I really don't know. I don't have a large scale operation. You'd have to touch base with Mimi's Worm Farms or Gaetano, and they would definitely know. But Ryan and Jamie, they're more focused on the farm lifestyle and homesteading. So I'm not going to talk about a lot about worms tonight. I want to learn more about how to become a farmer.
Yes.
A homesteader, because things are going crazy. I hear there's a lack of fertilizer. Lumber's going up. Everything's going crazy. So
So I'll hop in, AJ, if you want. We actually are organic farming, so we use organic practice. We're not certified organic, but we utilize organic practices. And what that means is I just haven't went through the rigmarole of actually getting certified. Now, let's just step back just for a quick second and talk about what it takes to be a farmer. Now, I want everybody that's in here to forget about the misinformation that you've been sold as a kid of becoming a farmer, meaning that you got to have thousands and thousands of acres of land. That is actually not true. Per the USDA, to become a farmer or agriculture entity, only thing you have to make is $1,500 in agriculture per year.
Okay.
So with that understanding, what that means is if AJ decides he wants to sell his worm castings or make worm tea or sell worms, and he makes $1,500 a year, he's considered a farmer at that point, and he can go through the process of becoming a farmer. So you don't need to have all the land that we've been sold as when we were kids. So, and we don't have that much land. What we have is we sit on a little bit over 4 acres.
Yep.
Our goal is to eventually grow. We have a 1/4 acre market garden. We also have a very array amount of animals. So that brings me to my next subject, which is the purchasing. Go ahead, babe.
Yeah. AJ, do you have any questions on that?
No, I mean, you're breaking it down. Like it says, I am definitely new to farming. Everyone assumes that farming is easy. Is it easy? I mean,
I wouldn't say it's easy.
No,
It's enjoyable though. The work is enjoyable. It's a fruit of your labor. It's totally different from working in a corporate environment where you pushing a pen or paper or doing something for someone else's end goal. This is all for us, so it's enjoyable. So what we do is, taking our plants from seed to plant to fruit. Fruition, that is an achievement for us, a personal achievement. So we enjoy that a lot more.
Yeah.
I'm not saying if anybody from my corporate job watches, I'm not saying I don't enjoy my job because I love my job, but.
So Ryan, a little bit about your story. You're from Mississippi, is that correct?
Yes, I was born, partially raised in Mississippi, moved here, transitioning here when I was on and off. When I started when I was about 5 years old, maybe 4 or 5 years old, and then we finally planted roots in Iowa around when I was 15. I want to say, and after that, I graduated from high school, went to college, met the love of my life, and
then he met me.
I met my ball and chain.
Yeah.
And she dragged me across the United States for a little bit. And now we're back.
Yep. And then I was born and raised in Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was always a part of me to get out of Iowa and see what was out there. And so that's exactly what I did. Was I just went out and ventured, and we went to the Chicagoland and then Colorado and came back home.
So someone, let me hit this real quick. Someone said that becoming certified organic is costs a bit. It's not very expensive, actually. When you weigh out everything from becoming certified organic to actually the increase in the cost of your produce when you have that title. Now, it requires a lot of work. Meaning it's more work than it is cost. So with the certified organics, you have to create an SOP. You have to work with your ag people to create how you're gonna run your organic business, and they come and they actually audit you to make sure that you're doing what you're saying. You got to have like hedgerows if you're near a conventional farm. Yeah. You got to have animals in a certain area, can't be near the farms, can't be near a crop. So it's not necessarily expensive. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of footwork before you actually get to the organic portion of it, getting that certification. So, but it is something that we are going to tackle, and we're going to walk people through that process when we start, so people can see what it takes to become certified organic, because that the cost is actually not that much when you factor in everything.
I'm not trying to be a weird guy, but I'm amazed that a lot of black people are getting into farming and homesteading nowadays.
Mhm.
Because before, you never heard about, heard of blacks who's doing that. We're more like, I'm just saying, like, I was city. Never thought farming would be my go-to gig, but I'm glad now that I'm able to experience this lifestyle because I
Yeah.
like this lifestyle better than the crazy city lifestyle, because this is more like, look what we can do to make a better place instead of depending on the government or whatever.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Yep. I don't crawl down the rabbit hole that deep, but I would say coming from a family that actually my family in Mississippi, we own a 77-acre farm that's not actually being farmed. And as Jamie, as we were just discussing, a lot of people think it's a lot of work. I mean, when you have that much land, it does require some work. But some people in Mississippi, for example, they don't see this as a lucrative business.
Yeah.
They think farming is not a lucrative business. I'm not going to say that you're going to become a millionaire overnight. It's what you put in it. But
I think there's an opportunity for
there's opportunity to take care of your family, and not only take care of your family, provide a legacy and an opportunity to make a living for future generation. And that's what a lot of people miss out on, is providing that opportunity for the future generation. That's what we're doing here, is trying to create something for our child and his kids, that if they decide they want to farm, they'll have this land to come to and utilize as a tool to create a lifestyle and a living for themselves.
So can I there's one thing I want to say, because
we're going to get to this question. Tell whoever will get to this question.
There's just one quick thing I want to say, is that success is defined in so many ways, right? Some people measure success by the amount of money they make. Some people measure success by, their happiness. And, in the beginning, I was kind of chasing a corporate career, and that's how I measured my success, was through my corporate career and how quickly I climbed that corporate ladder. It wasn't until we moved back to Iowa and started to put ourselves out there and purchase a farm and really start pursuing, something a little bit different. Granted, we still have our corporate careers.
Yeah.
However, that success does not define me. I'm not letting that define me anymore. The success I define success now is how much happiness the farm actually brings us. And I know it might sound weird to some people, but like, it truly is such a great feeling to be able to walk out to a garden that you just planted, or you just sowed seeds indoors, and then all of a sudden, you're growing them outdoors, and you have fruits of your labor, and you're selling them at markets, and you have this, and it's like, that's like, to me now, that's my new success. Mm-hmm. Like, that's how I define that.
Mm-hmm. So, quick question: when you first bought your farm, was it like messy? Was there a lot of stuff you had to take care of to get it prepped, or you know what I mean? Because I hear some.
We're still working. It's a work in progress. I mean, it's a work in progress. I mean, we could have very well bought a working farm already, and but we didn't want that. That's not something we were looking for. What we was looking for was an opportunity to not only get us in a state where we could say that we have financial freedom, but also it's something that gave back to the community. That was something big for us.
Yeah.
Making sure that we was in a community where we felt it made us feel not only whole, but we provided a service to. So, but the farm that we got is a work in progress. It wasn't, when we got it, it wasn't a working farm.
Okay.
It has all the potential there.
Yeah.
But it's we have to put in the elbow grease to get it back to where it should be.
It's a work in progress, AJ.
Yes.
I understand that.
And we're not ignoring you. Can we touch base on this person's question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know what that is. It says, have you ever tried no-till gardening on your farm? Have you ever heard of, I think it's Verge permaculture, and have you done any of his stuff before?
I haven't heard of Verge permaculture before, but we are last year was our very first year of actual farming, and so we did our initial till. Now we're going to go strictly to no-till. One thing we have noticed is the difficulties of finding compost in Iowa. There's no venue that actually sells compost where on a bulk scale, so you can do so we can garden. So
in like our neck of the woods.
In our neck of the woods, yes. So what we're doing is, on our property, we're not going to have the ability to create enough compost. So we're trying to figure that out, creating the compost, and then as well as the no-till. But yeah, we definitely doing no-till, and then we do. Last year we did implement some of that back to Eden method, meaning a deep mulch system, which helped tamp down the weeds and also retain moisture into the soil.
Yeah, we definitely had a weed issue.
Yes.
You think about getting goats?
For acre.
Oh, so we have goats.
Yes, we have goats.
We've got 2 Nigerian dwarf goats, and we got
4.
We actually just got 2 more males, so we have a total of 4 goats now, and we have 3 pigs. So we're using right now. The pigs are actually tilling up the area and really rooting up all the weeds that have been year after year. So they just actually tilled up around our, we have fruit orchard. So we have apple, pears, cherries, and plums. And so they just actually tilled up around that area. And we planted chamomile in one of the orchard areas because we also have bees.
Yeah, I noticed the bees too.
Yeah.
You gotta definitely tell me about them things. They scare me. I'm gonna ask you a question real quick. Excuse me. They don't have worms yet, but they're in the process of getting worms. So
yes,
that's the question for that. Yeah. So
to piggyback off Jamie, a lot of people think goats eat like the grass and all that stuff. They don't. They eat more bramble. So goats are looking for that roughage and the high up in your trees and stuff like that. What actually clears up the soil and things like that is going to be like your sheep or as well as geese. So we got the goats. When we got the goats, I wasn't very diverse on goats and which animal I should get, but we love the goats, so we're not going to get rid of them. They do serve a purpose on the farm, and also they're going to be able to provide us with goat milk. So.
Okay.
You know, AJ, I think that's where we kind of went a little buck wild when we got the farm. So like when we came here, we were like, before we even moved here, this guy had like chickens.
But don't make it seem like that.
But you did.
But that's because we had a property that we was actually in the middle of closing, and a deal fell through. We had we were supposed to be closing in 2 weeks, and we had already sold our house, and we were on our way here. And I had pre-ordered my chickens because we was going to be in our house before the chickens get here. Right. And the deal fell through. I had no way to know that the deal was going to fall through. So it wasn't something due to our doing. It was the seller backed out. So,
but you're right. Many people that farming it can be people think that it's expensive and so forth, and it can be. Yeah. Right. It can be commercial type farming, and it's amazing the amount of money that goes into your commercial type farming, but you can do it. You can actually farm on a budget.
Yeah, you can. We don't have any expensive equipment. The most expensive equipment we have is our tractor, and that's dual purpose to cut the grass and everything. But in our tractor, we don't use it for farming. We just use it to help haul stuff, move stuff around, and cut the acreage. For actual farming, what we use is our shovels and hoes and our arm muscles. So all the tools that we actually use for the farm itself is manual tools, nothing automatic. I guess we have a hand tiller, but other than that, there's nothing that. So you can farm without having those big tools and the expense. It just depends on how much work you want to put in.
Okay. I think you had a video. It was your channel when your wife took all the carrots out. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Carrots can they stay all year round?
That's a sore subject.
What's that?
I don't want to go there, but I'm like, how does that work when it comes to like crops in the ground? They stay in all year and you just pick them when you need them? Or I don't know. I'm still new to gardening.
Yep. So they can.
Yeah.
You have to. It depends on how you manage your soil. If and you have the ability to keep them in ground, you have to insulate them. But those carrots, yeah, they would have been fine. However, she pulled all the carrots up, and we lost all our carrots. But there is you do have in Iowa, you do have the ability to grow all year round by utilizing like high tunnels, low tunnels, greenhouses.
So like you could do a little on your property, AJ. You could actually do a small little setup. I think you probably could do like a raised bed with a cover on. Couldn't you do that?
Yeah. So you can put like a hoop house over your raised bed,
Yeah.
and be able to grow lettuce, spinach, carrots, and whatnot all year round.
We're gonna try that this coming up season going in. We're gonna actually try that, and we actually spent a little bit over at the USDA office in Toledo, and so we went and spent some time there, and we're going to be working on potentially getting a high tunnel.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
have you heard of the high tunnel, AJ? It's like a big old. Go ahead and explain the high tunnel for people, just in case they don't
break
know.
it down to me.
So a high tunnel is it's like a greenhouse. It's like a plastic greenhouse. It's supported by it has these support. The ribs are metal, and then you put plastic over it. And what it does, it controls the environment essentially. So if let's say for instance, if it's 40 degrees outside, well, that high tunnel can increase your temperature by anywhere from 15 to 20 degrees inside of it, and it depends on how you're managing it. And there's other things you also can do to bump it up even a little bit farther. That way you have the ability to grow crops all year round. So let's just say here in Iowa, we have on a good winter, we have 23rd degree weather. And our high tunnel, that it could be 50 degrees inside our high tunnel, which gives us the ability to grow your leafy greens such as lettuce, spinach, kale, all year round, because those are what we call cold hardy crops. They can withstand the cold.
That's a good answer. Thanks for explaining that, because right now I took some garden beds up, and now I need more dirt. You know what I mean?
Have you had anybody against composting? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I was just trying to read.
So you said, I think I saw your video where some of it was still frozen. You had some old worm castings, didn't you?
Yeah, I did the worm castings, and I was just doing a quick tour of my garden. But I know for a fact that those grow bags work really well for me.
Yeah.
I had a learning experience. I didn't put enough dirt in, and I tried to do carrots. But carrots need more depth and stuff. So that's what I like about gardening. You learn and you keep learning.
I tell you what, AJ, like we planted the carrots that we had. What do we have? 1, 2 beds?
3, I think.
We had 3, and they were 30 or 15 foot.
Our beds are 50 feet long.
So and we had 3 of those beds that long. So it was awesome. It was awesome.
So do you grow like so many things per raised garden bed, or you have like your radishes, your beets, and stuff like that? Is that what you do with your?
Yeah, so we have a crop plan. So we actually have a crop plan, and then we'll rotate and we'll look at companion crops, and we'll kind of rotate it over the season. Is kind of what the goal is.
Yeah. Okay. Let me now, if you don't mind.
Have you met anybody that was against composting?
I have not.
Have you, AJ?
No, I have not.
Composting brings the nutrients to the soil. So, if you are a sustainable gardener or farmer, what you're trying to do is, with your best ability, and mimic Mother Nature and provide nutrients to the soil without using synthetic fertilizers. And that's what we try to do here. And by doing that, by utilizing compost, you put in microorganisms back into the soil to help not only bring fertility to the soil, but also increase your topsoil as well. So I haven't really heard anybody against composting at all. But I'm sure there's someone out there for everything, though.
Exactly.
Sorry, AJ. I just wanted to make sure we acknowledge that person's question.
You're good. No, don't worry about me. It's your show.
Have you ever looked into used brewery grains to feed your animals from Canada? They're from Canada. Hi. I have a very small farm homestead, have a couple chickens, awesome. 2 guineas, 2 ducks, 2 pigs, and 1 goat. That's awesome.
Congratulations.
That's awesome.
How do you keep that goat from crying? Goats are.
Oh, you're saying because they're a companion goat?
Yeah.
Maybe he's got them in with the pigs, and maybe that's the thing.
There's their buddy.
yeah.
Their
Like
buddy.
Our goats, they need to have
a friend. They gotta have a friend. They gotta have a friend.
Yeah.
Or they will cry all night.
Yeah.
But they beg. They do that. They do that.
It's horrible.
It's like a scream.
It's literally a scream.
Mm-hmm. It really is.
So
someone said, "Are doing 30-inch? What's the width of our beds?"
They're 30-inch wide, 50 feet long.
Yeah, so they're pretty large. But I think so. We actually made
we didn't acknowledge that person's question. We have never used hops or any grain from brewery at all. But where we live at, we're in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
So it's a 45-minute drive to the closest city for us.
We're about an hour and a half away from AJ.
Yeah. So the closest biggest city is about 45 minutes away. We don't have any breweries or anything near us to tap into that market.
He says that they go once a month to go to town to my local brewery and get 55 pounds of grains from them. So is it something that they do? Do they dispose of it regardless? Yeah,
they dispose of it. But here in Iowa, in a town, the biggest town next to us that they do have breweries in, they have a partnership with the city where they give the city their grains to compost or something like that, and they're considered. They have something called a green brewery certification because they do that. They try to minimize their waste.
What's with the air quotes?
Because when you do frou-frou stuff like that, like fancy stuff like that, you have to put in quotes.
It's fancy, so
yeah,
like
they come out with all these different certifications so they can. So you have to.
Sorry, AJ. What's my mind with the?
It's all good. I'm sorry. So do you guys use manure or anything like horse manure on your property yet, or because
when we first came here, we did get some. We got some horse and cow manure. That was really old, but
have you heard about this cat in Des Moines who does worm castings?
Yeah, we're trying to get him to ramp up his worm business so he can provide us with worm castings.
Yeah, I think his name is AJ's Green Topics.
Hey, I'm trying to get some more. I've been looking around.
He has a fancy hat and everything.
He does.
Yeah, I need some more worms. I think I'm buying some more. Don't tell my wife.
Yeah, but
shoot. Says once a month he goes to town. We're doing 30-inch beds, 50 foot long. So how many plots do we have? 3?
Last year?
No, this year we're doing 3.
Well, we're doing beds or plots?
Plots, sorry.
Plots, we had 3 separate plots, but it was like 20 beds.
Yeah, so like 20 beds, and we're doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah. So let me jump back here, my topic. So just to get back on key. So as I said, that there's no land requirement when you want to own a farm. So if you have a 1/4 acre yard and you have your neighbors or friends that want to purchase food from you, you can technically be considered a farm. So you can go through the steps of actually getting your farm ID and becoming a farmer or starting an LLC. Now, I'm not a lawyer by any means, so I will tell you to seek legal professional to discuss all that process. We kind of do it on ourselves on a whim. We learn by failing, so you don't have to have 100 acres, AJ. If you have a ½ acre yard and you want to take 1/4 acre of it and put it in a garden and sell that, you got it, man. You get your bibs. You get your bibs, dude, and you can become a farmer.
Look at that. I agree. They are green to entice people to come to their brewery. That's right. That's actually fantastic.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I don't disagree with it. I just anytime that, I don't know.
You use air quotes.
Even organic.
Gotta do it, yeah.
Yeah. It's just another stamp, I guess, to put on your belt. I don't know. But we kind of already talked about some of the animals that we have on our farm. So I'm just going to get it. We can talk about why with the pigs and the goats. We also have chickens, of course.
Yeah.
Our chickens, we do egg layers and as well as meat birds. The egg layers, of course, just provide us with eggs. But also, what's nice about the egg layers, we do like a deep mulch system and it runs. And what happens is over the summer, we'll keep piling that in and they'll break that down. And that's another way for us to use what we call chicken compost.
Yeah.
So we'll be able to scrape that layer of compost off this summer and use that on our beds. That's one of the ways that we're composting.
We were just at one of the local, we were at Menards. How much were they selling chicken manure for?
Chicken manure was, I want to say, $15 a bag.
$15 a bag.
I want to say it was like a 20 pound bag.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
For granulate chicken manure.
Yep.
So yeah.
There's money out there though. They can make money off everything.
Yes, they can. Yes, yeah. Yep. And then we also have rabbits.
Oh yeah.
Our rabbits, again, the rabbits aren't for consumption; they're pets.
Okay.
But we are going to get into meat rabbits, but the rabbits also provide us with manure, and rabbits manure is what's called a co-manure. So you can actually take that manure and put it directly in your garden. Where chicken manure or pig manure, you have to get that time to break down. Mm-hmm. And go through the composting process before you can put that on your garden. What is another good animal we have? We have quails. The quails provide us with eggs, and again, we utilize them. We're piling up the quail manure and dumping it in a spot for composting.
Do you have stipulations where you're at, AJ, that you can't have backyard chickens?
People have had chickens here, but you can't have roosters. So
yeah.
There have been people that had a couple of chickens in town.
Really?
I kind of want to get them, but they're kind of challenging. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Just drop us your address and we'll throw a couple roosters in your backyard.
we got. Is it your AJ?
I'll change my bout section right now.
We'll ship them right to you, AJ. We got your PO box. You got some chickens up here.
It'll be like those Madisons.
But
no thanks. I wouldn't mind having them, but yeah, they're cool to have. But yeah, this is like in this neighborhood, it's kind of a burden. People are picky and just complainers. I'm like, they don't understand.
It's They love to eat the eggs and go through that process, but they don't understand the process it is that you have to go to get those eggs or to get that meat to the table. So you can preach to them, but what I say is you keep doing what you do, and then when they're hungry, they'll come knocking on the door.
That's right. So aren't quail eggs tiny though? It takes a lot to eat.
Yes, they are. They're really small. They're about the size of a. Go ahead.
I'll be right back. I'll go get one.
Okay.
They're about the size of a quarter. And what's the difference between, besides the size? What's the difference between quail eggs and chicken eggs? Quail eggs are actually higher in protein, so they're better for you. And then also they have beneficial health properties. I don't want to get into that. I'll say do your own research, because I want someone to say Ryan from Mad Acre Farms said quail eggs can do this.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
own research on that. My big
okay.
is chickens is getting through the winter.
Oh yeah, they are tiny.
Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, Steve, from the garden, this year we had negative 20-degree weather, and our chickens were just fine. Chickens know how to survive through the winter, so they don't need any artificial heat. They don't need any assistance from humans when they're mature, of course, and they'll do just fine through the winter. We didn't do anything for our chickens special other than feed them, make sure they have food and water. So we go out probably twice, 3 times a day just to make sure that the water hasn't frozen over. And we do have a video, just to plug my video, about about how to weatherize your waterer by using solar power. So if you want to hop over there on our channel, you can definitely check it out, and it'll teach you how to set up your water during the wintertime to keep it from freezing too fast.
Yeah. He's from Northern Illinois. That's
Yes,
cool.
yes.
Very cool.
We actually lived in Illinois for a little bit. I'll pray for you, my brother.
I enjoyed Illinois a lot, actually.
Yeah.
We didn't like the traffic.
Oh yeah, I believe that. What part of Illinois were you at?
So we were right outside Naperville.
Okay, I don't know where that is.
Chicagoland. So
We were a 20-minute ride.
no 20. It wasn't no 20 minutes.
20-minute train ride.
It was we was about 30 minutes away from 30 miles, I should say, but a 3-hour ride to Chicago.
But not from a train. Not a train. He's being ridiculous.
No, I kid you. I see the difference is, AJ, I had to make that drive every day.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
We only had to make the drive on special occasion. I had to go there for work every day, and it was a 2.5-hour drive one way every day.
That's right. No, I definitely hear you.
Hours in traffic.
AJ, have you always lived in Iowa?
No, my dad was Air Force. I lived in different countries, and then got out of I was in the Army for 8 years. Met my wife, and then I moved to Iowa. And I would move places every 3 years, but I've been in Iowa for about 27 years now.
Iowa was a black hole. It will suck you in. You always want to come back.
Exactly. I just don't like winters, because one year it went minus 50, and then the next day it went to 50. So that was a huge dip and rise in the temperature. I don't like it, man. I'm old. My bones can't take it, man.
We're the same.
Steve says he's 45 minutes south. Oh, Naperville's 45 minutes south of him. So I would think that.
Well, that's where we was looking at that farm, I think.
I bet it was.
What city was that? What city was that?
Oh, I can't remember. Well, you said because St. Charles, I think St. Charles is further north.
Because we actually tried to buy a farm in Illinois.
By Schaumburg. Okay. I know people in other farm markets have free less than a quarter acre. It's just how you manage. Yeah, you're right.
Yes.
You're right. There's like
high intensity. You can do what's called high intensity farming. Some people call it the.
Oh, don't do it. Don't do the air quote.
The Curtis Stone urban garden method. So you can. You definitely can. I don't like to plug anybody else's name, but that's what
I'm reading that book. It's a good book.
Yeah, it's a good book.
If anybody's interested in doing, and you don't have a ton of land,
he's a very knowledgeable guy.
He really is. But honestly, he was doing farming land on like leased land or like neighbor's property or friend's property. But
we're not going to tell his story for him.
No, but you should read the book. It's a good book. It really is.
But yeah, you definitely could.
It does take work. I don't know if it'll ever be easy.
Yeah.
I think it's fun. It's fun.
It's fun, but the work is hard. I absolutely enjoy it.
I mean, on a Saturday during the summer, we can go outside at 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
If not 5:00 in the morning, and be out there until 9:00 at night and hadn't eaten yet, and not realize that we've been outside all day.
See, that's how you know
that you're doing something that you enjoy.
Exactly. If you haven't found that yet, find it.
Or you at work and you're looking at your watch and you just got there. so you're not doing something you don't like. You don't like.
So back to AJ. Why did you come to Iowa? What was so great? What interested you about Iowa?
All right, I lived in Virginia, and we were close to Virginia Beach. I lived in Newport News, and I got a job. I worked for a place called 3M.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so I came for more money, and then that's what happened. Got married, moved to Iowa, and haven't left since. But we want to move now. We want to go someplace where it's warmer in the next 4 to 8 years, and call that good. I'm good. I had enough snow. It says, I'm done with it. Nothing. I'll watch it on TV. I can watch YouTube videos to see snow. You know what I mean? I won't be jealous if you get 18 inches a day. We had an option to go back to Mississippi or to come to Iowa,
Jamie was on board with going to Mississippi if her mom is watching right now.
Okay.
And I was like, absolutely not. We're going back to Iowa. And fortunately, our son moved back to Iowa. So after he graduated from high school, so mom's a smother mother. So we was definitely coming back to Iowa at that point. So
I gotta ask the question then. Okay, I know your wife's 24, but Ryan, how old are you then?
If she's 24, I must be 13 then. So she's 9 years older than me.
I am not. I am not. He is 40. I am 41.
Okay. Yeah, you guys are still young. I thought you're 24. You know,
Thank you. Yeah. We owe.
So he lives in Canada, -40 below, 6 months of the year. As long as they have a roosting box, they are perfectly fine. Yeah, I'm so impressed by what I see folks do in Canada.
Yeah.
And what they grow and how they raise. It's absolutely amazing.
Ingenuity.
It really is.
Yeah. So one thing I will say next year, I should say this winter coming up, one thing we're going to try is putting our chickens in one of our greenhouses. So that they can actually, because they don't like to come out when it's snow outside. So if we put attach one of our greenhouses to the entryway, it'll not only give them the ability to be mobile and get out there, but it also will help manage the temperatures in our water. If you're still watching, Steve. I would definitely recommend trying that. If you want to get into chickens, get a little small greenhouse. I'm not talking about anything expensive.
You got one from Harbor Freight for how much?
Not one of those. I'm talking about the ones I have.
The little
plastic ones.
Yeah.
I think I paid for that $150 online, and it's 12 by 20. And I mean, it's not the most expensive thing. It's made by.
And it's not the prettiest. It's basic.
But it'll definitely keep them warm, and as well as give them the ability to forage during the wintertime.
So your bees, they go dormant, I'm guessing. Do they die, or how does that work with your bees?
Funny you say that, actually.
In a perfect world, they wouldn't die. But last year when we first moved here, we transported our bees from Colorado, and we did lose all of our hives that we transported. But this year we lost 5 out of the 6 hives.
But how many of those are swarms, though? We caught some swarms.
4 of them were swarms. 4 of them were swarms. But yeah, and what happened was it was just too cold. They ate through all their honey reserves and get out there in time and feed them.
We could have done better.
We will do better.
Yes, we could do better. We will do better this year. Just learning. Those are growing pains for sure.
That's right. We all gotta learn, you know.
So it's about feeding them. It's not necessary. They'll stay warm. They'll keep themselves warm, but you have to make sure that you have them fed. Providing them with food throughout the winter so they can eat. What I did it too late, I'm assuming, because the feed was still in there.
3B, everything is possible. It just takes work to get. You're absolutely right. Like when we were so we lived in Colorado for 2 years, right? And we were at 8,500 feet above sea level, right? So the altitude, it was a little bit different because we're right on the divide.
The Palmer Divide.
Yeah. And so like our seasons were a little bit,
we had wonky. 2 months. We had 2 months. We had 2 months to grow food, literally 2 months.
But so it was a little challenging for you.
Yeah.
However, we had neighbors that were just flourishing with food, but you're absolutely right. Everything is possible. You just got to figure it out, understand it. Mm-hmm. Hey Q, how are you?
Well,
but it's you're absolutely right. It just takes a little bit of work.
Yeah. So my next topic was the garden, which we talked about a little bit. So I'll just touch base on the garden. As I already mentioned, we have a 1/4 acre garden. Our goal is to expand that to a 1/2 acre garden.
Yeah.
Market garden, which is going to give us, of course, the ability to grow even more food. With our garden, and I'm just talking from a market or commercial perspective. If you're looking to start a farm, one thing you want to make sure that you do is do your research. Know your customers before you start growing the food.
Yeah.
That's one thing we didn't do. It's difficult to start a farm or a new business and try to sell someone on products or produce that they're not familiar with. So, and if you don't do that, make sure you grow something that you're going to eat or have the ability to eat and store for winter. So
that's key. You just said right there, like we don't know how to preserve, right? So this summer we're making a point to learn and do it.
yes.
So anything that we don't sell and we can preserve it, we will.
Yep. And we did donate though. I will say we did donate quite a bit of food.
Thank you.
Quite a bit of food. Thank you very much.
We appreciate that.
So, but yeah, so I would definitely say, from a commercial standpoint, make sure that you know your customer, do your research on your customer, what type of products, especially if you move to a new community, get out there, talk to your community, ask, hey, what are some of the foods that you like to eat? So know your neighbors, and because those are going to be your biggest cheerleaders. Our neighbors are some of our biggest cheerleaders, you know, and we can't say enough about them, how amazing they have been.
We've learned a lot.
This community in itself, in general, is just amazing community. I have never seen anything like this. I have lived 5 feet from neighbors and not know their name. So to live a mile away from your neighbor and know their name and can not necessarily even pick up the phone, but see them every day and them stopping by and saying hello and asking how we're doing is a good feeling.
Yeah, that's what we call Iowa nice. You already know that.
I've heard that before.
Yes.
You already know that.
So,
AJ, do you go to your farmers market in the Des Moines area?
No, I stay around here. I go to my grocery store right now because our farmers markets are like every Thursday, and usually I'm like driving. So I drive a mixer truck, so I'm never around to get stuff. So I get it from like Aldi's or something, but I haven't been to the Des Moines farmers market in a while.
There's nothing wrong with that, but you know what you can do?
I'm listening.
You can always hop into a Mad Acre CSA. Use my high five on that.
Got him with the CSA.
Plug.
I like that. Yeah, I'm gonna start connecting with people. I'm trying to connect with people around here and get farm fresh eggs, and I'm trying to be self-sufficient.
It's a progress. I mean, it's not something you're doing the right steps. I mean, you started with the worms, you're doing the garden. I mean, you got it. You're doing it.
I mean, you're doing something that a lot of people around here don't do, AJ, with the worms. I think it's awesome. And I mean, if you would have enough to sell, we would absolutely participate in that.
Yeah,
we really would. So if you get it, I mean, we would absolutely participate. Shoot, we could even sell that at our farmers market.
Oh yeah, you get that plug. You get that.
I don't know. People, we're not gonna be selling worms at the farmers market. People will be like, we ain't getting no Mad Acre groceries. They got worms at the farmers market. They can't get worms, chicken.
Speaking about worms, I have an event at a YMCA. I'm gonna speak with another guy. So with our community, we got people that are interested in learning about worms and composting.
Where is that, AJ?
It's about Y. It's right down the road from me. It's like 4 blocks away. So it's in my town.
When are you doing that?
April 13th.
Awesome. That's awesome.
So 25 people so far. So I'm like, oh.
That's cool. That's cool. Good turnout. What do I say, Steve? We have the same. We have the same canner. That's what we have as well. We are. I don't know if you do videos or if you're doing videos on it, we'll definitely be following you.
We'll have to check Steve out.
We'll definitely have to follow you. Steve.
Yeah, he's got a lot of garden channels. Steve from the garden, he's got a lot of great. I think he has greenhouses inside his. He uses grow lights and stuff. He has a great channel, so definitely check out Steve from the garden. I'm sorry, Ryan. They put it back up there.
Oh no, you fine. I was just gonna say we're gonna be following you to teach us how to pressure can.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I gotta learn that too. There's a lot of stuff I don't know how to do as well.
So anybody has any questions about the garden or garden portion or anything like that?
Or is anybody experts in here that we can ask our questions to?
Years showed managed systems.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is awesome.
That is awesome. I bet you there's stuff around here for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I find the most challenging with that, AJ?
What's that?
Is finding, okay, so like having like a mentor or taking courses or things like that. But when we're working, essentially like 7:30 to 4:30, 5 o'clock every day, and then after that we have the animals that we have to tend to and so forth. And it's like, and then if we want to do like our weekend was shot, last weekend because we participated in a conference, and it's like, then all of a sudden your week's over, and it's like it's so hard, and maybe online. So
yeah, but what's cool about that conference? I wouldn't say it was over or like just to make it sound like that conference was a waste, because we did meet some. Some actually pretty cool people, and as well as we met a farmer who's doing similar stuff that we're doing, but he's doing on a way larger scale. They have like 1,400 acres. Mm-hmm. And they're doing the exact same stuff we're doing, but on a larger scale. So it was actually pretty cool to see that. And when they were explaining stuff, and we was having a conversation, to see that they're doing the exact same stuff that we were doing, and it kind of solidified the route that we were taking. So.
But that's what I definitely like about this community. I do worms and little gardening. You got farming, and our community, we don't hide stuff. We try to help each other out.
Yeah.
You know what they know, and that's what I like about this community. I built great relationships, and you know who you can trust and who you can't, and everyone that I'm connecting with, they're great people. No one's like taking advantage of me, you that I know of, and I'm thankful for that.
Yes, sir. All right, so now go ahead, do it.
So Hudson said, just follow the exact steps in canning. Don't skip steps. Homestead Hearts, Needy Homestead, just to name a few great canners. Thank you, Q, because honestly, we need all the help we can get. You know what? If you ever hear it coming through Iowa, not that you'll ever will, but if you do, you swing on by Mad Acre Farms. We got you.
What I want to say, they need to make canning training wheels.
Ooh, they do.
So you can't really fall off.
Yep.
Just saying. But so now you got your crops in the ground, you're growing, fruits flourishing. Where do you take the crops to sell it? There's several different avenues or chains of revenue that you can take the crop to, such as farmers markets. We got an online store, and as well as a CSA program that we just launched this year. If you're new to farming, one thing I would say is, and especially if time permits, get into as many farmers markets as you can. Yeah. What that does, it puts you in front of the customer. You have customers already coming to that farmers market, and they're coming to buy produce. And if they constantly seeing you at different farmers markets, and that you build a brand or a reputation with your food, the crops you grow, guess what? Once you start your website or your online store, and then also start the CSA program.
And when he says CSA, it's community supported agriculture. So a lot of people don't know what that is. So basically what a CSA is like, so for instance, we're starting our first CSA this year. So we are, we're offering up part of our farm to anybody that wants to say, hey, I want a share of your crops. Mm-hmm. And we'll say, and then they'll say, we want to basically subscribe to our farm is essentially what it is.
They get a buy-in, pretty much.
Yes. They buy in, and then we're guaranteeing a part of our crop share. So, and then we post on our website what we're planning on growing for the year. And then obviously it will change as the season changes, but they're going into, they're going in, and we give them a box of vegetables or fruits or whatever. So, hey, look at that!
That's all I said. Come on.
We got, you know what? We got some chicken. We got some roosters for you, and we got chicken manure too, because she actually just bought a big old bag of chicken manure. She sure did. Don't blast you. I know you
You
did.
got a plane ticket for that.
That's right. So I have a question about the farmers market then. Is there anything that you have to do to become like
Oh, to sell.
crops? Do they have to like check what you have, or how does that work?
Yeah, so each farmer market is different. So you have to at the beginning of the season they have an application and rules that you have to read and agree to. So it just depends on the farmer's market. Most farmer market do require that you have liability insurance.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So, and what that does is just protects yourself and them from any legal actions.
Yeah.
So what I would say is definitely research around the farmers markets out there in your area if you're looking to do farmers markets, and then make sure you read those rules. Reach out to them. A lot of the farmers market are very helpful because they want more vendors. They want more people getting involved. That's community minded. So that's what I would recommend for that. The next thing, like I said, once you build that name brand or you build that reputation, go ahead and jump into that website. What we use in this no plug. We're not endorsed. We use Square. So, and everybody have one of these right here. Square provides you, and there's a whole bunch of different other services just like Square. So if anybody has something different, definitely use them. But what's nice about Square, we can use this, but also they provide us with a website at no additional cost. Now you do have the ability to buy different packages, but you can start out with their entry-level website and be able to sell stuff right online. So that's why we stuck with Square for the familiarity, and as well as the simplicity of their system.
Yeah, Steve, you're right. You are right. I think this is our first year giving CSA a shot, and it's definitely going to be a challenge. But I think when we first started our market garden, we did just the farmers market, and I think that really honestly kind of set us on fire a little bit because we're like, we got to do a CSA this year, so we're gonna try it.
Yeah, and then we're not doing a huge CSA. We're doing a 10 shares. Just to see if it's something that we can pull off.
Yeah.
Because what we want to do eventually is grow not only the business side of things, but the farm itself, our land footprint. So in order to do that, we have to figure out different ways of bringing revenue.
This is our CSA scrimmage.
Yes. Yes. And we're doing a full court press right now. So if you have any friends in the Iowa area, let them know, hey, hop over to Mad Acres because they do have some shares available.
That's right. So how do you figure out prices? Is it like just trial and error, or do you look before you go?
For crops themselves, you go to the farmers market, you see what other people selling their stuff, or you talk to them, see what they're selling for, look at the quality, but also you know what else we do? I go to Hy-Vee.com.
Okay.
I put in what I have and I see what Hy-Vee selling theirs for. And if I'm saying I'm willing to sell mine for, like, say for instance, Hy-Vee have their conventionally grown tomatoes for, let's say, I don't know, 75 cents a pound. And I'm selling you that same tomato that's organic, not organically certified, but organically grown. And I'm selling it for 75 cents for the actual tomato.
Okay.
Then you're getting a better value when you purchase directly from the farmer. Not only are you getting a fresh grown produce, but you're getting it at a reasonable price.
Okay, yeah, I hear you.
Same on Hy-Vee.
Yeah. Q, I would say that we actually have a larger hive that we're going to try to split a few times. But it would not surprise me if we get a ring on the doorbell to say that bees have just arrived from the mail, because this guy, he orders bees in the mail.
No, not this year. I'm not going to do that this year. I'm actually going to be purchasing locally. I found a local beekeeper. I don't know if it's okay to give them a plug or not, AJ, but they're local here in Iowa, so I'm going to utilize them for my bees. We're actually going to take a trip over there and check out their setup and learn from them. We'll bring you guys with if you guys are subscribed to our channel. It's going to be something that we're going to bring to our channel so you guys can actually talk to someone that's been beekeeping for a long time and they pass some of that knowledge down as well.
Very cool. Very cool.
So good question, AJ, on a pricing thing. That's something I didn't write down to discuss. So thank you for asking that.
Yeah, thanks for answering the question.
No problem. So what questions out there in the audience? What do you guys have for us?
Steve said that's a good approach for the CSA. I hope so, Steve.
Me too.
We're nervous. We're really nervous.
Mm-hmm. So the end goal for us, Steve, is we want to actually open up a little small farm store, and that's just a prerequisite to that to get the customers used to us and coming to us. And once we have that ability to open up the store, not only they can take advantage of the CSA, but they'll be able to take advantage of other stuff that we may have in the store. So it's just another way to get people onto the property versus necessarily seeing us in the farmer market. They get to see us in our element as well. And, once you're in your element, we're able to cater to the customer a little bit more versus, I'm talking to someone at farmer's market and I got a customer waiting, I got to talk to that customer. So it gives us the ability to do kind of a one-on-one with the customer and personalize their experience with us.
So let me ask you a question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Say you happen to get worms from somebody, I don't know who it could be, but where would you keep them? Is there a process that you want to do? Do you want a bin, or do you want a compost pile, or what do you want to do?
I want to do a clawfoot bathtub.
Oh, that's cool.
That's not happening, AJ. She's just throwing some craziness out there. Don't listen to that. And when you hear stuff like that, don't just let it go over your head.
I hear you.
That happen.
You would have to know how many worms you would need to build your.
I know just the guy to get it from.
So serious listening here. I'm just going to ignore that clawfoot bathtub thing. But what we do is what my thought process here, AJ, and hear me out because I haven't thought all the way through. We got our rabbits. And what I want to do is I want to build a setup underneath the rabbits where I have my worm bins that's mounted right to the rabbit's cage.
Okay.
As the rabbits poop, it goes right into the worm bin, and the worms break down the rabbit poop for me, and then I'm able to take that out there and treat that as worm casting. And also what's nice about it, because the worms, sometimes we feed the worms Timothy hay, and they don't eat all the hay, and some of that hay drop down. That's again more feed for the worms, so that Timothy hay is not going to waste. So I'm always looking at ways to make sure that we have minimum waste here on the property, and that we're maximizing all the opportunities. So I think that setup and that thought process is going to make the worm process, having worms, a lot easier for us.
Does that sound legit, AJ?
Yeah.
Is it doable?
Hey, you got to step out of the comfort zone. You're doing things other people aren't thinking of. So
Yeah.
there's always potential to try new things.
So if you see someone doing that, just know that you heard it here first. That was Mad Acres.
I got the video right here.
And we're gonna copyright that concept, and we will show up at your house. Our royalties.
Hudson was asking if we harvested any honey, Ryan.
No. Last year was the bees' first year. Unfortunately, we didn't have very many flowers on the property.
Yeah.
And so they didn't have very much honey, so we just left what was in there. Last year we did step back and we planted a lot of flowers. So we're hoping we have a better season this year, and we're going to be extracting honey this year. We already have the setup and everything, so hopefully it's something that works out.
Yeah. Hey, I found most farmers all stick together. I will tell you what, the farming community has been absolutely amazing. We've learned so much in just a short period of time. Yes. And it's just because the farm families, they want to help. Yeah,
they want to see you succeed.
They do. That's good.
So
that's good. Yeah.
It doesn't care what your background is. They want to see you succeed.
Going back to the bee thing.
Yes.
So if Q wanted to get bees in her backyard, she could totally do that.
Yeah.
In a small backyard.
You don't need very much space to have bees.
What about the neighbors?
Yeah.
Give them honey. Make sure that you're giving your neighbors honey. Let them know what you're doing. Have a conversation with your neighbors up front. Say, hey, I'm planning on having some bees. And guess what? Once I get honey, you get honey. If you complain, guess what? You don't get no honey.
That's right.
You're gonna have bees.
That's right. You got that right. You gotta manipulate.
But also, just give them honey.
That's
If you
right.
give,
I hear you.
But we're over his time.
oh, sorry, AJ.
No, you're fine. Do what you gotta do. I'm listening.
Oh no, we that was pretty much it. We were just answering the question: are you using cover crops to improve your soil? Yes, definitely.
Yes.
We had our first soil test last year, and actually we had a pretty good soil test. That was before the cover crops, and the only thing that we needed to do add for an amendment was some gypsum, and we're going to be doing that. Gypsum. And we're going to be adding that, and what that's going to do is just increase our calcium, and it's going to lower our magnesium because we had high magnesium. Now it doesn't get rid of the magnesium. What it does is it grab onto the magnesium and pull it deeper in the soil, which is going to allow our plants to grow a deeper taproot.
They can't see that. You might want
a deeper taproot. So that's. So, but yeah, we did use cover crops last year, and we plan on continuing to use them because we want to make sure we get a soil rest. But also, what's nice about the cover crops,
we're gonna do like a chop and drop.
Yep, it prevents. She just regurgitated what I tell her.
I did. I totally did.
As you noticed, that didn't go right there at all. What that's going to do is, but also it helps prevent erosion. We farm on a slope, so we do have some erosion that we noticed last year, and so we're going to be doing a couple things to rectify that, and cover crops is one of them.
Yeah. Yep. Sure is. AJ, hey, you're going to head out this way and help us put these seeds in the dirt.
I'm gonna have to make that road trip, like it says.
How you gonna steal somebody else's sand?
I did.
She just stole somebody else's sand.
Hands in the dirt.
Yeah, listen, I have nothing to do with that, Stacy. If you're watching this, because I know you hop on here sometimes, and do not send us a bill if you got that copyright.
So where do you guys get your seeds then? Do you buy them or do you get them from like your crops?
We get them from
acquired them over the years, but we
get them from a number of places. Yeah,
Bigger Creek.
I don't like to get plugs to people.
That's out there.
Yeah, she did. I tried to overtalk her, but we get from a number of places. From a number of places, and we did do some seed saving last year. Okay. And being at such a small scale farm, I don't know how much seed saving we'll be able to do, but and how much work it's going to require. But we did save some seeds last year, and we plan on doing some more this year. Just depending on what crops we decide we like.
Do you eat beets and radishes and all that stuff? I need to know because those are two things I don't care for. Maybe I gotta just try them again and see if I like them.
I think we grew too many. Actually, we
eat them though?
Like radishes. Last year we grew the wrong variety though. We grew a French style radish, and it wasn't really a.
It was what was in the budget. It was in the budget. So, but I personally have never ate beets or radishes, but I'm trying to open up my comfort zone.
Yep.
I'm very closed-minded about what I eat.
That's right.
So I'm trying, especially now that I'm a farmer and I'm growing and stuff. So you have to know what it tastes like. So I'm trying to open my mind.
So cute. She grew horseradish, and I saw a video that that Growing with Hudson was doing, making horseradish sauce. It looked awesome. But man, I bet you that makes your eyes water. Mm-hmm. I bet it makes your eyes water. And then you know what I like to do with my horseradish? Mm-hmm. I like to mix it with ketchup.
I don't like horseradish. I don't know what it is about it. I don't like the taste of it. I'd rather have ketchup on shrimp.
Let's read the question.
It says, just ask the right questions and put a lot of work in and figure out what systems work for you on your farm.
That's right.
What the market is in your area, work and help one another. In the end, it normally works out. They're right. It does. Yeah. I mean, you just got to put the work in.
Yeah.
You really do. And I think once people know you're serious.
Yeah, once people see that and you continue coming back and you continually having quality products, they're open-minded and they'll be acceptable to you. So
yeah. Do we haven't really ate beets that much.
Mm-hmm.
But your mom likes beets.
Beets and rutabaga.
Yeah, your mom likes.
But the weird part, I have never seen her cook neither one of them when I was young.
Oh, I'm telling her.
The New Orleans gardener. She's talking about like calamari and whatever that's called.
Yeah.
I said, I've never heard of some of these veggies. I got a lot to learn.
Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi.
Oh,
I was about to say that's a squid. Yeah, squid.
But kohlrabi looks like a squid. I'm just saying, it can totally look like a squid. I'm with you, AJ. I'm with you.
I was like, wait a minute.
She broke it down. She got me. That's right. There it is. Kohlrabi.
Kohlrabi. Yeah.
There's a lot of things I got to try. So I've got like 50 seeds. I'm about to plant at least 10 of them and see what I like and don't like. Try something new this year. You know.
Yeah, that's what you have to do.
What's it said that horseradish and ketchup equals cocktail sauce? That makes sense.
With shrimp.
That makes sense. I love it with French fries.
Yeah. Horseradish and French fries? Did you say that for real?
Horseradish, so at Arby's, they used to do the horseradish and then the ketchup. Yeah. And then all you do, it's like a fusion, and then you dip it in the horseradish, and then you dip your curly fry in the horseradish, and then you dip it in the ketchup, and it's mind blowing.
Don't take eating food advice from the family.
If anybody,
I'm gonna be
honest. Horseradish and mayo for onion ring dip.
Try it again. Like I said, it's like maybe it depends on who makes things too. Sometimes if someone don't know how they're making something, it's not good. Maybe that's why I don't like certain things.
Yeah, no, I'm a very picky eater. I will walk in a restaurant and walk out.
He has done that. It's so embarrassing.
Like, nope, not eating. No.
Nope, gotta go. Oh my God, what?
Or we're like in a weird state or a city that we haven't been there before. And she's like, hey, why don't you go in that restaurant real quick and see if you're going to eat there? Get out the car. I'm like, nope, let's go.
Yeah.
So going back to your farm life real quick, are you going to butcher your own animals like your rabbits and stuff, or are you going to let someone else take care of that for you?
That's the goal. We did our chickens last year. We did chickens for our personal chickens last year. If you're selling them, you have to take them to the USDA butcher.
Yeah.
We do want to eventually become a USDA certified butcher so we can be able to process our own food on our property.
We gotta get this farming.
But we have to get one thing. We have to get the farmer, like she's saying, farmer thing done first. And a lot of people probably know that is a very expensive endeavor. That's one expensive endeavor right there.
Yeah.
But the goal is to be able to do anything that we raise and grow on our property. We want the beginning and the end product to be on the property.
Yep.
So how do you get over your fear of like killing animals? You know, some people can't do it. You know what I mean? It's like
AJ, I'm going to tap out on this one because
she's still not there.
I'm not there. I mean, like I name them and then
you eat them,
and then I eat them. But I don't think about it. I'm in the zone and I don't think about it.
And this is what I say to people that ask that question, and there's no right or wrong answer or no right or wrong way of thinking about it. But when we grow our food, whether it be our plant-based or our meat-based food, we know what we put into it. We know what lifestyle that animal had before it hits our table. Now, if you go to a Walmart, you go to any other store out there, and you pick up a pound of hamburger, you pick up a chicken or chicken breast, you cannot say what's in that or the process it took to get that to your table, other than you purchased it from a retailer.
You know, I think
that's right.
This is a great plug, though, to shop local and support your local farmers that are out there.
Yes.
Honestly, like that's for fruits, vegetables, anything, you know. that they're selling, poultry,
Yeah.
pork, beef. I mean, it's that's if it's near you, and 9 times out of 10 there's somebody selling something.
Mhm.
You just gotta look for it.
Yeah, and like I said, and there's we're not speaking against retail operations or anything like that, or saying, hey, just shop local, because hey, some people don't have that opportunity to be able to go to a farmer or go to a local provider. We understand and we respect that, but what I'm saying is, I take a sense of comfort of giving that animal its last day by my hands, because I know the life I gave it until to that point. So that's what it was meant.
I mean, right now he's just done quail and chickens. So.
Yeah,
and
quail and chickens. Yeah,
the rabbits are off the table. Like literally, they are off the table. They're not. Like,
they're just her pets. We show rabbits. We will breed them, and once we get back in the swing of things, we will start breeding rabbits and sell them for pets and stuff like that, but not necessarily those aren't for consumption of food. But we will eventually get into the meat rabbits once we get all our other things that we got going on dialed in.
Yeah. See, you're right going with Hudson. That sometimes you just don't know, even though it stands for organic. Sometimes you just don't know the practice.
Yeah.
But also with growing with Hudson, I think she recently found a local farmer.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, so she found a local farmer and is participating in what they are selling. So.
Yep. And most farmers, they have an open door policy where they allow you to come on their farm and check out what they're doing, so and we're that way here. We're not gonna hide anything from you.
We're new.
Yep.
So we're learning.
We want you to see what's going on with your food, and if you don't see something that you like, hey, let us know, and we'll try to correct it. And if that's a practice that we implemented for a reason, we'll explain that practice to you. But most farmers will give you the opportunity to come out and check out your food.
Thank you, my Northern Garden. We appreciate that.
It is awesome. Yeah, there's definitely a lot I have to learn, and that's why I'm definitely glad that we were able to connect like this, because farmers have a lot they have to deal with. A lot of farmers I know, they, like I said, they butcher their own beef, and it tastes a lot better. You can tell the difference from what they feed them. They have crops, they have gardens, and I admire farmers. You guys are rocking it. But you know how in Iowa it is, you all a bunch of rich farmers. You know how they would say.
Not us.
Not
my part. We're rich with other means.
Happiness.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, at the end of the day, we're happy. Yes. And like we're not, and that's just not us wordsmithing things either. It's we finally figured out our algorithm,
our zest,
like
our zen,
our chi.
Yes,
like farming is our chi. Like now. This, like honestly, like the gardening and aspect of it really is. And so, like the idea behind it is that our happiness it's this.
Yep. And now that you find something that you enjoy, it's turned that into a profession to make money. So, and that's where we at right now. Turning this into a profession to make money. That way we sustain our lifestyle, which is very minimum. If you believe it or not, we're homebodies, so
we don't leave very much.
Not often. Probably.
Yeah. Turn the light out. But no, I mean that's how you save your money when you don't go out. It's definitely how you save all your hard-earned money, by staying at home. It stinks, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Let's throw something on the screen real quick. Let's see. I'm going to see if anyone has any other questions. Because I really enjoy talking to you too. It's crazy how YouTube, we connected, and there's so many other people that just we're friends with, I'm connected with worm farmers, gardeners, people outside of worm farms, and
preppers. It's a big community.
It's cool.
It's a multifaceted community at that. So
anything else you want to add?
No, we appreciate you having us on, AJ. And it's so cool. Like, we love what you're doing. We're learning a lot from your channel. We absolutely
and everyone else too, though. So it's like
it's a trade-off. But the last thing I would say, if you guys haven't yet, make sure that you like the chat.
Oh yeah, hit that thumbs up button
hit that
for
thumbs
AJ.
up button for AJ. If you're from the Mad Acre Farms, Farmelia, make sure that you subscribe to AJ's channel. And if AJ, if AJ's so willing, if you guys that are not part of our family, hop on over and check us out. And if you see no pressure, if you see what you like,
here.
hit that subscribe button. We'll love to have you, but there's no pressure on our side.
No, did he mention no pressure?
Yep. And you just reached 500, right? You're at 500 right now. 550?
No, we're at 6.
Hey, look at that! Look at you growing.
We're trying to get them AJ numbers.
Yeah, we are. We're trying to keep up with you, AJ.
Man, you're a sprinter.
Yeah.
I started over earlier, but you
Yeah, we haven't started the marathon yet.
we're gonna finish together.
If we want to do this.
I don't know if you heard of this channel, but it's My Gardener. And My Gardener, he just reached 1 million subscribers today.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I don't even know what to do.
Dang, that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with 1 million subscribers, but
Yep.
we especially Jamie, we enjoy doing the videos. It's not necessarily about the subscribers.
No.
If we hit 1,000 and we hit 2,000, awesome. That means people enjoy the content that we put out. But she enjoyed making the videos, and then on top of that, it's a diary that we can leave for our son and his kids. That hopefully, if YouTube's still in business, will be forever there. So they'll have something. Always go back and say, "Hey, there go me, Pa." That's gonna be I already gave myself my nickname. There go me, Pa. Wrestling pigs.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
If you ever do anything, seriously, if you ever need anything, you let us know.
Yes, definitely.
Let us know, and we'll be looking you up when we're getting our worms here. When are we getting them?
Geez, you gonna put that kind of pressure on me?
You know, stay right here. Tell them.
But if you're gonna get them, get them now because everything's going up in price.
I tell you what, Jamie, give them for me for Father's Day. Boom.
And Jim.
Yep.
Okay.
Give me a Father's Day gift, a worm.
And then AJ, let me know when you find that clawfoot bathtub.
Absolutely not. AJ, if we find a clawfoot bathtub, I'm gonna be at your house with a clawfoot bathtub and 2. I'm gonna show up.
Yeah, I'm not getting involved. Get me out of it.
Oh, you in it?
Tell AJ, I'm telling you,
You're in it,
I will
buddy.
show up.
Yeah, this is great because YouTube's college for free. Education, and I like it.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Do you have anything else you want to end with? Because I know you're talking about people.
This is awesome. This chat was the live was
cool.
awesome.
This was cool. We appreciate it. I will say, if you could end it like you began it.
Whoa!
Come on, AJ.
It's time for the video.
I hope you enjoyed the video.
Talking about? I love it.
I just want to say, if you guys like what you're hearing from me, subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, subscribe to these other people's channels, Mad Acres and everyone else in the chat. You're all great people. It's a great community. I want to definitely thank Jamie and Ryan for taking time out to become part of the live stream today. You got a lot coming your way, so blessings upon you and everything else that you touch.
You too.
Thank you. Same to you, brother.
You too. If you ever need anything, you guys let us know, and
we'll keep watching. We're gonna be watching.
We are. We're checking these channels out as well.
Someone drop something real quick before I
drop the clock back to the winner to the 3 hour.
I'm not gonna get in this. I'm neutral. I'm innocent.
This is on your live, sir.
Definitely. Thank you so much for
our pleasure. It was our pleasure. Thank you.
Thank y'all. You guys have a good night.
And the guard lady just subscribed to you. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Have a blessed day, everyone. Take care.
Bye, guys.
Bye.